as you can see, I just took, this is a banana box, and I'm going to show you one of my best hauls I've had in a long, long time. First off, there's a story behind it. The same time, the same weekend that I saw Prometheus, the drive-in, my parents, my mom, and her best friend, you know, long-time boyfriend, Troy, they took me down to the Yardbird Mall, which is like a little sort of a flea market place down in near, and where was it? The drive-in was in Shelton, and this was in, oh, fuck, I can't remember. But anyway, it's that one place that I remember I went there before with them, and we did it on Memorial Day weekend, and none of the stores really, there weren't very many stores open. I still got some stuff, but I wasn't able to check out all the other stuff. But anyway, I went in there, and there was a new place that I don't remember seeing from the last time I went there. It turns out there's this older guy. He basically, he went in, he had a tragedy happen, a flood happened, flooded out it flooded out his store. So then he moved into the Yardbird Mall, and he had a lot of really good VHS, and for cheap. Like, he only charged, like, it was like 50 cents. It was 50 cents each for these. It was like, So anyway, I get started showing. Here is To Be the Best. You got a little glare there, but this is To Be the Best. It's a movie. It's a PM Entertainment flick. It's got Martin Coe, Michael Worth, Brittany Powell, Alex Cord, Stephen Vincent, Layfield, Troy. You know, they were forced to be the best or die. Directed by Joseph Mary. So, I mean, that was like for 50 cents. Yeah, I'll give it a look. Of course, I'm like, to be the best. Of course, I'm thinking, I'm like, what is it to be the best of the best? It's got nothing to do with best of the best, but we got some more here. This is the second copy of this movie that I have, because I have another copy in Oklahoma. It's not on DVD, so maybe I might be able to sell, but I don't know. Wavelength. This is a movie, as you can see, it says Debbie on there. Screw you, Debbie! I have it! It's mine now! It's Mike's! It's not Debbie's anymore. Yeah, imagine Debbie Does Dallas. Yeah, Debbie owned all these movies. This is Wavelength. I think I've shown it before in an older VHS update. But this is one Robert Carradine, and it's, you know, it's supposed to be pretty good. It's directed by written and directed by Mike Gray. Robert Carradine is in it. 2 weeks ago, they landed on Earth. Today, beneath a major American city, and living in peril. But what really got me interested in the film was, I guess, you have Dean Stockwell is in it, as well. It's not only Dean Stockwell. You also have, I don't know if it's Scott Bakula or not. I sworn Scott Bakula was in this too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was like, it kind of looked like Scott Bakula was in this, as well as Dean Stockwell, but maybe it's just Dean Stockwell. Maybe the guy just looked like Scott Bakula. But anyway, this is a thriller with Rob Lowe and James Belushi, and it looked interesting. And it's basically, gist of the plot is Walter Woods, Rob Lowe, leaves his wife behind, coming west to design a Bel Air mansion for a very rich and eccentric client, James Belushi. But from the moment he arrives, his entire life begins to unravel. Shaken from the near-road accident, Walter's apartment manager, Dean Stockwell, Air Force One, puts him deeper into the suspenseful world of darkness and danger, where every turn is a dead end, and every friendly gesture is marked by deceit. Desperate and terrified, but determined to discover who is out to ruin him, Walter fights back, but the price of winning back his life may be his soul. So it looked like it might be an interesting thriller. Rob Lowe's a good guy. James Belushi's playing a bad guy. I thought I'd give it a look. So this is Living in Peril. This next one I only got because, once again, 50 cents, and I've heard some good things about this. Wings of Desire. Wim Wenders film. It's supposed to be a good foreign movie, one of the best out there. Never seen it, so I wanted to give it a look. It's actually got Peter Falk in it. It's a foreign film. It's German. It's in German with subtitles. So, but for 50 cents, I mean, you know, can't go wrong with that. And then I don't know if I had this in Oklahoma or not, but Outlaw Force with David Heavener and Frank Stallone. Look at that hilarious cover art. Look at how look, Frank Stallone, I guess, is a giant. I did this in my bad VHS tape cover video. Frank Stallone's a fucking giant. Got his little fucking munchkin by his side. A story of what happens when a bullet comes between his man and his family. When Billy Ray Dalton's wife is murdered and his little girl kidnapped, the quiet country singer-songwriter becomes a man possessed by fiery rage. With a 6-shooter strapped to his hip, he heads for Los Angeles to seek revenge, justice, and his little girl. God help the fools that get in his way. And what's hilarious about this is before this there's like a little trailer, but before the movie starts you have an ad for the Outlaw Force soundtrack. Yeah, on LP and cassette. It's fucking hilarious. With original songs by David Heavener. Outlaw Force. So, 50 cents, I was like, yeah, okay. Outlaw for 50 cents. It's another one that Debbie used to have, that I have now. Brian Dennehy in The Last of the Finest. This is supposed to be one of the, I've seen the trailers for this. It always look really interesting. I've read some good reviews about it online and in a review book I have. And it's directed by John McKenzie. It also not only has Brian Dennehy, but it has Joe Manganiello, Jeff Fahey, and Bill Paxton. Basically, basically just the plot is Brian Dennehy stars as Frank Daly, the last of the finest, a vanishing breed of cop who takes his work and his honors seriously. Forced to turn in his badge when his investigation of a drug ring gets too close to a sensitive government operation, Daly and a band of rogue cops go outside the law to battle a ruthless alliance of smugglers, arms dealers, and government agents. Fighting on their own terms, they follow a trail of drugs and weapons that leads to the very highest levels of the government, and to $22 million in cold and traceable cash that now belongs to Daly and his men. The bags of cash will become bait in the one last desperate effort to end the massive conspiracy, a blazing confrontation that may indeed be the last of the finest. So, yeah, it looked like Brian Dennehy's cop. Looked like it might be a good movie. So that's the last of the finest. Once again, 50 cents. And who can blame me? Troll 2! Oh my god! This movie, in my opinion, is like it's considered one of the worst sequels, but God help me if I don't consider it one of the best comedies out there. It's fucking hilarious, this movie. Oh my god! They're eating her! And then they're gonna eat me! Oh my god! Some of the worst acting I've ever seen, but it's hilarious. You don't piss on hospitality. Funny. Troll 2, yeah. Everyone remembers for the, oh my god! So this is Troll 2, directed by Drago Floyd. I don't think that's his real name. This is a re-release from Polygram Pictures, 8-year in 1998. So, I don't think it's the original release on VHS. It's a re-release, but I don't really care. It's fucking Troll 2, and for 50 cents, I was like, yeah, okay. Even though there's not any trolls in this sequel, it's a bunch of goblins. But yeah, the original boogeyman is back. That's Troll 2. Troll 2. Then there's did you know there was, in the same year that, I don't know if it came out in 98 or not. I think it was before Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson, there was another Behind Enemy Lines. There was this one. Behind Enemy Lines starring Thomasine Griffith of, Excessive Force, Cracker Jack. And then I saw the trailer for this before on one of my VHS tapes, and I don't remember what it was. But it looked interesting. Looked like it might be good. And this is the one, it's funny, the one place that was closed on Memorial Day that I wanted to see, this is the only movie that I got from that place. Because it was overpriced, and they didn't have that much of a selection. Mostly what he had was like movies that like I could find at Goodwill in the dollar bin any day of the week. But this one, I just wanted to give it a look, and he actually recommended it. He said it's pretty good, so I'll definitely give it a look. Thomas Ian Griffith, his track record is iffy. You know, if you've ever seen one of my older reviews of Interior Motives, you know what I mean. But this is Behind Enemy Lines. You know, where he's going in where no one goes out alive. It's Behind Enemy Lines. And then I almost missed this one. And I've been looking for this movie for a while. It's not on DVD. I first found out about it when I was looking through posters for, I don't know what I was looking through posters for again, but I think it was like back in the day on Stage View when I was like, not Stage View, it was on back in the day when I was on Stage 6 and like posting posters on my channel. This is The Man Who Wasn't There. This is hard to find. I got it for 50 cents. I can't believe it. This one really made my day. I was about ready to leave the store, leave the Yardbird Mall, when I was looking at that one place where I found the majority of these movies. And by the way, you're probably wondering, how much did I pay for all these? They were 50 cents each, but I got a deal. I got pretty much all of these movies. I got all of these movies for less than $20. So what? Yeah, I got them all for all of these movies that I'm showing you right now on VHS. These VHS tapes anyway. I got them for less than $20. That's a hell of a deal, especially with some of these ones like this. This is rare, hard to find. The Man Who Wasn't There, and like I said, I almost missed it. I was going up to the counter to pay for the last of my, purchases, and I saw, because he had them like this, on shelves, stacked like that, like this together, and I saw this in the corner of my eye, and this is the shelf that's pretty close to the counter. I was like, really? The Man Who Wasn't There? Yes! Yes, I've heard it's shit. I've heard it's a bad movie. But, I'll give it a look. I mean, really what it is, it's an early performance by Steve Guttenberg. It's a movie released in 1983. It's directed by Bruce Malmuth. Produced by Frank Mancuso Jr. It's the wildest, funniest, fastest moving adventure comedy you've never seen. Steve Guttenberg stars as Sam Cooper, a minor State Department functionary in Washington, D.C., who becomes the object of a frenetic chase when a dying secret agent hands him a vial containing a top-secret formula that can render a person invisible. Sam immediately drinks the formula to keep one step ahead of the Soviet spies, American counter-spies, the police, who think Sam murdered the agent, thugs, and Sam's estranged fiancée, who was left standing at the altar when all this began, until he can find the mysterious Runkleman and clear his name. H.G. Wells was never like this. So this is basically, like the Memoirs of the Invisible Man, but that's based on a book before the Memoirs of the Invisible Man ever came out. So it's like a secret agent sort of James Bond sort of thing with Steve Guttenberg, but he's invisible. I was like, it sounds interesting. It sounds like it might be kind of cool. So this is The Man Who Wasn't There, and I'm really glad I found it. This is one of the few purchases. This whole haul was one of my best, and this definitely helped make it one of the best hauls in a while. So The Man Who Wasn't There.